Dr. David Yonggi Cho, one of the most influential pastors of our time and founder of the world's largest church in Seoul, South Korea, always believed that faith can move mountains. He taught that poverty is not just a financial condition. It's a mindset that can be broken by faith and the Word of God. One of his most powerful sermons began with these words: "If you read the Word, believe the Word, and speak the Word, God will change your world." In this story, we journey with a man whose life was transformed through the simple act of reading Psalm 23 for 3 days, an act that led to miraculous breakthrough. From poverty to purpose. Chapter 1. The Cry of Desperation. In a small village outside Manila lives Samuel Park, a humble carpenter. For years, he struggled to provide for his wife and 2 children. Every morning, Samuel would wake before dawn, hammering away at old wood to make furniture that barely sold. He often prayed, but his heart grew weary. Bills piled up, his tools were breaking, and his faith seemed to fade with every sunset. One rainy evening, as he walked home with empty pockets and a heavier heart, he passed by a small church. Inside, a preacher's voice echoed, "Read this psalm for 3 days, and God will erase poverty from your life." Samuel stopped. Those words struck him deeply. He peeked inside and saw the preacher holding a Bible, reading aloud. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Psalm 23:1. The man speaking that day was Dr. David Yonggi Cho, visiting the countryside on a mission trip. His message was simple yet filled with fire. Poverty begins in your mind, not in your pocket. If you renew your mind through the Word of God, your life will change from within. Samuel stayed until the service ended. When it was over, he approached Dr. Cho with trembling hands. "Pastor, I've worked hard all my life, but I have nothing. I've prayed, but heaven seems silent." Dr. Cho smiled gently and said, "My son, read Psalm 23 every morning and night for the next 3 days, not as a ritual, but as a declaration. Believe every word. Speak it with faith. Let God be your shepherd." Samuel nodded, though a small voice inside him doubted. Still, he decided to try. Chapter 2. Day 1. The Lord is my shepherd. That night, Samuel lit a small candle in his modest room. The rain tapped against the roof like a soft drumbeat. He opened his old Bible and read aloud. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." He paused. The words echoed in his small house. For the first time, he didn't rush. He read slowly, letting each verse sink in. "He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters." He imagined himself walking beside calm waters, guided by a loving shepherd who never leaves his sheep hungry. Tears filled his eyes. He realized that for years, he had focused only on his lack, never on the shepherd who could provide. That night, Samuel slept peacefully, something he hadn't done in months. Chapter 3. Day 2. He restores my soul. The next morning, Samuel woke up early and read Psalm 23 again. This time, he felt warmth in his heart. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. He whispered, "Lord, restore me. Restore my faith, my hands, my dreams." That day, something unusual happened. A local businessman passed by Samuel's workshop and noticed an unfinished chair covered in dust. "Did you make this?" he asked. Samuel nodded. The man smiled. "I've been looking for handmade furniture for my cafe. Can you make 20 of these?" Samuel was stunned. It was his biggest order ever. That evening, as he read the psalm again, his voice trembled with gratitude. "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." He realized he had been walking through the valley of lack, but God had been with him all along. Chapter 4, Day 3. My cup overflows on the third day. Samuel read the psalm with unshakable faith. "Greater than you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows." As he spoke those words, he felt something break within him. The chains of fear, doubt, and limitation fell away. He began to declare aloud, "Lord, you are my shepherd. I shall not want. I will not live in lack anymore. You are my provider." That week, he completed the cafe furniture. The businessman was so impressed that he recommended Samuel's work to others. Soon, Samuel's small workshop became a thriving business. People from nearby towns began ordering his furniture. Within months, he hired 2 workers, then 5. Poverty had been replaced by prosperity, but more importantly, by peace. Chapter 5. The Transformation. One Sunday, Samuel returned to the same church where Dr. Cho had preached. When he saw the pastor again, he rushed forward, tears streaming down his face. "Pastor, it worked. God erased my poverty. My business is growing, and I no longer fear tomorrow." Dr. Cho smiled and said, "Greater than. It wasn't the psalm itself, it was your faith that brought the word to life. The moment you believed God was your shepherd, heaven began to move on your behalf." He continued, "Greater than. Remember, prosperity isn't only about money. It's about peace, purpose, and the power to bless others." From that day on, Samuel began helping the poor in his community. He provided wood for local carpenters and taught them how to trust God for provision. When people asked him the secret to his success, he would say, "Read Psalm 23 for 3 days and let God be your shepherd for life." Chapter 6. The teaching behind the story.